Elite Eight. They've got the number 1 seed in the country, Nova Southeastern. So Black Hill State's the number 8 seed. Their head coach is Ryan Thompson. We'll talk Black Hill State men's basketball. How has he built this? They've been really at the top of the RMAC and really, really good in D2 men's basketball. Ryan Thompson coming up, Black Hill State head coach, live from Pittsburgh. We will go to Brian Noe, Fox Sports Radio host. Brian Noe is on tonight. Countdown to kickoff host. He is live straight ahead from Las Vegas. Zach Wessels is on. Zach Wessels was the Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach, and he is no longer going to be the head coach, but I wanted to reach out to Coach and say, what is the assessment of South Dakota high school girls basketball? His program really had a hard time getting wins. They didn't get any. They couldn't score a lot. They had a young roster. Just that whole system. Where is the South Dakota girls basketball landscape right now from a guy who was right there at Lincoln? He is no longer going to be the head girls basketball coach, but Zach Wessels coming up tonight on the Nate Brown Show talking about the landscape of South Dakota high school girls basketball. He's on the way. And Trent Singer, he was covering the state basketball tournaments this past weekend. I talked to the head coaches yesterday. Dave Hollenbeck was on from West Central. Tim Buddenhagen from Huron. If you missed yesterday's show, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. You've got those. Well, I want some analysis of Trent Singer. What does he think of the state basketball tournaments as they wrap up this past weekend with Sioux Falls Live? High school sports reporter Trent Singer, he's on tonight. A lot to cover on this Tuesday. Let's get you on. 605-720-1067. 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch studio hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and a location in Brandon. Stop by your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Hit it up this week. Hit us on the Barron's Wilson text line as well, 605-720-1067. Same number. If you can't call the show, you can text the show, I hope. So text in on the Barron's Wilson text line, 605-720-1067. All right, good stuff on a Tuesday. Let's get after it tonight. 2 hours thought-provoking sports talk. So I have a interesting story that's out here today from the Wall Street Journal. You know you got to go deep. You know you got to go deep when you're going Wall Street Journal on the Nate Brown Show tonight. No, but really, this is interesting to me because I cover this situation from youth sports to high school to college, and we try and really dig into this stuff from you parents that are out there in the youth sports scene to then getting into the high school scene to then some of you getting into the college scene. And how the business of sports is all melding together. It's all coming together. Are you trying to tell me college sports is now influencing middle school sports? And you're saying, what are you talking about, Nate? What? I'm just telling you, the article, the story in the Wall Street Journal today is telling you and me that the business of college sports now, the NIL opportunities, the big paydays, is now leaking all the way down into middle school. What do we mean by that? This Wall Street Journal story is saying more 8th grade boys, they specifically point this out, more 8th grade boys now are holding back to get an edge on the athletic field, court, wherever, for the big payday to come in NIL in college athletics. So hang on a second. I've been doing this for a little while here, and I don't think this is the first time I've heard parents holding kids back for a sports advantage. You've heard this. You might have experienced it right here in South Dakota. Have you experienced this? By the way, I've seen it. And what the deal is like, well, Jimmy needs a little more time to, he's not quite mature enough to develop. And we're going to, try and do this middle school thing over again. Maybe 7th grade, maybe 8th grade. I mean, I've seen this, and people will say, well, hang on a second. You got to be careful with this because it's academics and school and development, and you can't point a finger and say, well, you're just holding Jimmy back so he's a really good player when he's a junior and senior in high school. Because you can't say that in today's world. You can't hey, look at what these guys are doing. They're holding people back. Well, no, the Wall Street Journal's digging into it. You can read the story. It is a pay-per-view thing, but you can read the story. They start out with a guy in California, and his son is going to repeat 8th grade this next year because he wants to be on track for his baseball career. Because this dad has poured tens of thousands of dollars into his son's baseball career, club team fees, tournament travel, equipment, all of that stuff. The dad has decided as high school approached that his son Rhett, that's who's first cited in this Wall Street Journal story, his son Rhett is going to try and do 8th grade again. He's not struggling in school. Straight A student, they say. Straight A student, but he's going to repeat a grade and try and I guess get ready for what's to come sports-wise. And so I'm just trying to go down this road. Is this going to get worse? Is this a real thing? Or is it this is the elite type of stuff. This is a private middle school sports academy, and that's all they're focused on. If you're a parent and you send your kid to a sports academy, IMG or whatever it is, well, then that's what you're focused on. You're focused on sports. But what I'm telling you is I do know that there have been, if you wait a little bit, let's wait. Some people think you should wait in the early grades, like you guys that have little kids. He's like, well, you're on the bubble. Do you even start thinking about it then? Some people, I got a listener that responded on this. I want to get into this really quick. A listener said, if you do this in pre-kindergarten, then it's okay. I mean, he's being honest. He's just saying, hey, pre-kindergarten, sometimes it happens. You don't start a kid at a certain time and then they're older for their grade. No. This is 8th grade getting repeated, and the Wall Street Journal is pointing out today more 8th grade boys are starting to do this. My question to you is, do you think this actually is going to be a thing? Is this going to get worse? Parents deciding, hey, there's a lot of money at stake, so if I have a good 8th grade athlete, we're good, but we're maybe not number one. What if we hold back and repeat 8th grade? By the way, am I wrong on this, or how does this even work when you go into the school? Because I don't even think I could have my 7th grader repeat, could I? I mean, do I have to? It's they don't really want you. They don't want to hold anybody back. That's what I've been told. Like the schools in South Dakota, for the most part, don't want to hold kids back. And I've been told it's not that easy to do. So that's just South Dakota. But when it comes down to it, should it be the parent's choice? And by the way, usually people make this choice based on academics. We're just behind in this, we're behind in this, and that's why it's such a touchy subject. But the Wall Street Journal has parents in this article today. I mean, they're saying it's not about academics. My son has straight A's. We paid to go to this private school, and we're going to repeat 8th grade to try and, get an edge as we look at our baseball career. Let me ask you how wrong you think that is. A little South Dakota common sense today in our question of the day. Story out today, some parents of 8th grade athletes holding them back to take advantage of NIL college pay to come. Is this wrong? Is this wrong? Yes, you should only do it for academics, or the other option I'm going to throw out to you on the text line, it's okay. It's the parent's choice. Now, we get into stuff where we say, hey, it's the parent's choice, and parents have the right to do this and this. I understand that. I really do. I'm a parent. I understand this. What I'm trying to tell you is, if this becomes a thing across the country, and I'm not saying it's going to be going like wildfire in South Dakota, but if this thing becomes something that's happening because you're looking down the road at NIL, I mean, I don't think we can start just having a plethora of kids repeating 8th grade just to get that edge, because they're really thinking about, hey, you got to be an old college student to make an impact. So let's start holding you back earlier, so then we get the better college opportunities, and then we're like 24, 25 years old in college. We're not wasting our time. The college coaches want older kids, so parents are taking it upon themselves. Let's be older as we get into the high school level. Then our offers are going to be that much better. Do we really believe that the money involved now, and I'm going to tell you right now, this money is life-changing money in a lot of cases. It is life-changing money in a lot of cases, so that's why it's not easy to just poo-poo. It's like, meaning the Wall Street Journal wrote about it. They're telling you 8th grade boys are doing it, and they're tying the college sports money offerings as part of the reason why. And they're pretty much saying that is why. Do you think that's wrong? That's my question of the day tonight. Is it wrong to hold back for sports? Essentially is what I'm asking. We're trying to make this, it's sports. It's money. Some kids don't have opportunities down the other road with, maybe they struggle in academics. Maybe their ticket is sports. I do believe a ticket in success in life can be made through sports. I believe that. Should that be decided in 8th grade and given yourself an advantage? That's what I have a problem with. What if everybody started doing this, is my question to you. Would you think that's okay? Everybody can start doing this now. If we got a good athlete in 8th grade, let's repeat it so we can be really good as a freshman. Thanks for calling. What do you think? You go ahead.
Hey, Nate. Thanks for taking my call. I kind of have a question. Like, have you heard of them talking about how many years like you can play in college, like eligibility?
Yeah.
Has there been any discussion of like if that's going to change or not? Because it's just so weird now. Like, you know, the kids that play college, they have the eligibility, but now you have the kids that were in the G League and the NBA, and they come back and they're like freshmen or whatever. It's like, how does that not count as like a year played?
No,
like, I don't get any of the eligibility stuff anymore, and I think they've got to look at like ages and, you know, you have this amount of time to get through college or something.
No,
it's
I'm with
so
you on
weird.
that. I am with you on that. I don't think we can have 28-year-old college students.
No.
A lot of them are saying we should just go 5 years of eligibility. That's kind of the discussion, is 5 years of eligibility. And I think that's okay, but it's got to be before you turn, 26, please? I mean, something.
Well, yeah, and I would say that if you play any other professional league or something, that's got to count as a year of eligibility. Right.
No, I agree with that totally.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. I appreciate you. Thanks for getting in. Let me ask you, is this totally wrong? Wall Street Journal story out today. Parents are admitting we're repeating the 8th grade. More 8th grade boys are getting held back, and they're saying it's because NIL opportunities are that important, and then we might as well become older and better and get an edge on everybody. Is it wrong? My question of the day, 605-720-1067. Let's go to the text line. Answers coming in. I'll run through some. You send them in. Lister text, I think it's foolish. If the kid is passing with good grades in 8th grade, it should not be allowed by the school system. So, and that's where I haven't dug into this because I have not, I haven't gone down the road. Hey, you think you want to repeat 8th grade next year? It hasn't come across my mind. I wonder. Let's see. So I'm actually not sure you can get away with this in South Dakota, but I think it's a touchy deal too, because like, well, you know, school-wise, we want to catch up and we're behind, and that is the case for some kids. But I don't think it's a regular occurrence, at least the schools my kids have been going to, that, yeah, you can just hold back easy. Lister text coming in. I'm an April birthday, young for my class, had multiple kids in my high school that were more than a year older than me. I was the only kid who played D1 sports. If you're good enough, you're good enough. Okay, waiting won't help you out. That's the other thing. I think parents have this, if we just one more year of development, one more year of strength, one more year of maturity, and Jimmy's going to finally be the star. No, he's not. Sorry. I want to follow up with this kid in the Wall Street Journal, this kid who goes to this California school. He's a baseball kid. I want to follow up where he goes. Probably going to have a great career. Listener text, this is wrong. You're teaching the child sports is more important than education. Yeah. Listener text, there were a few schools that held kids back in Nebraska 30 years ago. So, well, I'm not saying the schools are doing it, but do the schools allow it? So you're saying in Nebraska, schools allowed it a while ago. This is just wild. It was never a thing back in our day. So if somebody got held back, like, are you guys with me on this? If you got held back or you knew somebody that was held back, you kind of like you felt really bad. Like it's like, man, Jimmy's getting held back. I mean, that was like, oh my gosh, that's a big problem. Now it's like, nah, Jimmy, we're gonna hold you back. You're gonna be cool. You're gonna be the man. You are gonna be the man. What is going on? What is going on? Story in the Wall Street Journal, if you want to find it. What's the audience saying tonight on Twitter? Is this wrong to do? Totally wrong to do. 73% of you say it's wrong to do, should only be looked at for academics if you're struggling to be held back. 27% say it's okay. The parents have to decide. I can't have everybody deciding, yeah, let's hold them back to be good at basketball. I just can't have you deciding based on sports. You say, well, sports is a business. That's my ticket in life. Man, oh man. Let's go to Trent Singer as we get going tonight. South Dakota Sports Talk Show with the high school sports writer for Sioux Falls Live. Trent Singer talking high school state tournaments, his reaction, and what is his answer to my question of the day? Coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Turn your tax refund into a new landscape with Menards. Make this the year you check that project off the list. Create stunning patios and build strong retaining walls with our huge in-stock selection of beautiful concrete blocks ready to take home today. Plus, easily build and design your own raised garden beds with our garden block. On sale now. Check out our weekly flyer and start saving on landscape blocks now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
We're stocked up with new inventory, and that means incredible savings at Spearfish GMC. Freshen up your garage with a brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty with discounts up to $84.50. Sierra HDs with savings up to $3,000. At Spearfish Motors, we also have a great selection of Terrains, Acadias, and Yukons ready for wherever the road takes you. But these deals won't last forever. Shop online today at SpearfishMotors.com. Spearfish GMC, we are professional grade.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 47 tonight under partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 80. Lows level off around 40 tomorrow night, partly cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 63 degrees.
This isn't just the sound of a legendary Brunswick pool table. It's the sound of families about to make memories together. And while this may sound like the hum of a spa, listen closely, and you'll hear backyard fun for years to come. So while Splash City's guarantee of quality sure sounds good, we know quality time sounds even better.
Who wants another burger?
Splash City, 1024 West Omaha, across from Connects in Rapid City.
Everybody knows to have success on the court, your team needs the right strategy. And it's no different with life insurance. Your team at home is counting on you to have a strategy when things get tough. Lee Cruz, agent with New York Life Insurance Company, is ready to help you make sure the most important people in your life are protected. Get a no-obligation, free quote fast. Just Google Lee Cruz New York Life. Don't risk it. Make the right play. Give your family financial comfort with life insurance. Get your coverage options with Lee Cruz New York Life, 605-360-8804. Google Lee Cruz New York Life.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
All right, we got you covered tonight. South Dakota Sports Talk Show from high school to college to the pros. We are on tonight. The Nate Brown Show is here on Fox Sports Radio. Our affiliates, KWSN Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Talk to Zach Wessels coming up, former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. I'm interested to hear from him. Really a tough season. Really a tough season in a tough situation. What's the landscape of South Dakota high school girls basketball, and where did Sioux Falls Lincoln fall off? Didn't win a game all year. Zach Wessels, former head coach, coming up talking South Dakota high school girls basketball. Ryan Thompson's Black Hill State men's basketball coach. They're in the D2 Elite 8 tomorrow in Pittsburgh. And they take on the number 1 seed. We'll talk to the head coach live from Pittsburgh tonight. Black Hill State men's basketball wins the RMAC, and they're in the Elite 8. Trent Singer's in tonight. Yeah, I saw him in Rapid City. He was covering the AA tournament. SiouxFallsLive.com, high school sports reporter. Trent, good to have you on. How are you?
Doing good, Nate. Always happy to be on, man.
I appreciate you coming on. So I ran into you there. We were watching AA action, and I'll start there with the weekend and start in AA. Were you surprised that Huron made that run at all? Knocking off number 1 Lincoln in the end?
I don't know that surprise is the right word. I certainly thought there were contenders. Obviously, Lincoln being undefeated going into that tournament, had a feeling that, maybe it was their time. But I thought the field going into it, wide open. I've seen a lot of these Metro teams play some tight games all season. And Huron, I think their recipe for success was just being the most physical team in that tournament. They did it against Roosevelt. I watched that game pretty closely when I was covering that one. 50 fouls in that game. I don't think I've ever seen a high school game as clunky as that. But, a lot of them were pretty warranted. Hard to argue against really any of them. It was just a tough matchup problem. And I thought O'Gorman the night before against Huron, it's just tough to get a guard to match up against Blake Elwine. A 6'10" guy who plays like a point guard. And O'Gorman did its best. Roosevelt did its best. And sure enough, they kind of controlled that game against Lincoln too. I thought, they just kind of stuck to that same game plan that they had, where they played a tough game and just got it down low, got to the free throw line a lot. And Blake Elwine, to his credit, he hit all those free throws. Just a tremendous performance by them too. Miles Elwine, I thought he had a great tournament as well. Both of them were just stellar for him. And what a great moment for that Huron program too. 22 years in the making. Tim Buddenhagen, just a great showing from his team, and to have those guys ready for that stage. I thought really all through the quarterfinal rounds in the AA tournament, we saw a lot of the same things. Guys who were just a little bit more timid with the lights on, and playing, whether that affected their shooting or, holding up on the defensive end. I thought that was kind of the difference. And Huron was the most consistent team for those 3 days. Credit to them. A great showing too from the Huron crowd. Man, they really showed out for that AA tournament and filled that ice arena. I thought it was a really cool venue. The first time I've ever been there too, Nate. And,
okay.
Would love to see a hockey game out there. I think it was a pretty sweet spot to watch a hockey game.
No, it is. And by the way, I thought they did a good job for basketball. They put student bodies behind the hoops. They normally haven't done that in Rapid City, so that was good. I thought the crowds were, really good. AA crowd, people say when it comes to Rapid, it's not good. I thought it was good. I thought it had good energy really across the board.
Man, it was great. And I'll tell you what, too, I got to experience the downtown for the first time, and what an awesome downtown you guys got over there. And so many, you just saw so many people around in all the different, bars, restaurants you were at, and just wearing their local gear. Having 2 tournaments there really showed out, and I had no kind of doubts about single A. Always have great crowds on hand for the single A schools, but AA crowds, I'm in agreement. They really did turn out really well, and I agree. I thought the student sections were the way they had that set up, and it was kind of right on the court. That was outstanding, and a great setup at AA. I thought, to be there for 2 days. I went over to the single A game for the championship, but to be over there at the ice arena for 2 days, it was a really solid setup.
So you had to pop back and forth a little bit. I tried doing the same. It was difficult. One of the venues ran a little bit slower than the other, but I'm just saying it was difficult. So I made it a point yesterday for the Activities Association. They may not listen to me. That's okay. I said, if there's ever 2 tournaments in the same venue, maybe it happens in Rapid City in a few years, same type of deal, I would love to stagger the times. I think there's more fans that from the area, I'm not talking just Huron fans that are just going to watch Huron, but from the area, Trent, that if you stagger the times, we could have watched the AA title game, or at least a big chunk of it, and the A title game. I think people would go to both, maybe stagger them by half an hour, something.
I mean, I would like to see that too, and more so when you talk about logistics in that complex. It's a great complex, a lot of parking. It fills up a lot, though. I mean, the championship games, it was tough. You had the whole Rapid City Central parking lot was full. Then you had both the parking lots outside the stadium. They were all packed. I think I drove around to try to find a parking spot, and I was there about an hour before the game, and it was a little tough to find some parking. So logistically speaking, it would help, certainly. But, again, you know how it is here, Nate, in South Dakota. We've always done it this way. Yeah. Why are we going to change it? And I think that's kind of the way they go about it, and we'll see if they ever consider this and want to change those start times. I think it would be beneficial for a lot of reasons. And people watching on TV. If all these games are out in Rapid City. There's a lot of Sioux Falls schools, a lot of people back in Sioux Falls watching them too. And if you're a high school basketball connoisseur in this area, it'd be nice to be able to catch both of them rather than maybe putting up 2 screens and missing a little bit of it. And so I'm in agreement. If you could find a way to stagger it and make it work, I say we do it.
Trent Singer on tonight, covers high school basketball, the state tournaments this past weekend at SiouxFallsLive.com. You said you watched the A title game. I did as well. I picked West Central last week, and I thought, well, they won earlier against Sioux Falls Christian. This team's been really solid. Dave Hollenbeck, one of the all-time great coaches. But I thought the way Sioux Falls Christian was playing the first 2 days, I thought, look out. They're scoring over 80. Look out. And then West Central holds them down. They barely get out of the 40s, and it was a West Central win again. You beat Sioux Falls Christian twice. What do you say about West Central's run?
Well, and I've talked a lot, I think, over the past couple of days on various shows when I've talked about this. Connor Mebius, great game. Will Cool, great game. I think really what it boils down to is kind of what you were saying. Defensively, they locked down Brant Wassner. It was a tough going for him. He fouled out there late in the final minute, and that was the difference. I mean, holding him down for 4 quarters the way they did was impressive. Yeah. And because he is a true talent. He's maybe the number 1 prospect in this state. And I think defensively they came out with an impressive game plan to slow him down, not let him do the dribble drive and get to the rim, very often. I thought Connor Mebius, though, second half, he's held only 2 points in the first half. He had 18 in that second half, and he was just unstoppable. I mean, for a 5'10" guard,
yes.
I've said it multiple times. I don't know that I've seen many point guards at the high school level who can beat you ISO the way that he does. I mean, they set up really good high screens for him, and he has a tremendous floater for a 5'10" guard who can get it over any big. When he is able to get into the lane, and 6 of 7 from the field, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Just an ice cold performance from him. And that West Central team was, in a lot of ways, I wrote a column about it, an embodiment of their coach. He instilled a lot of toughness into this group. It wasn't easy all season for them. They played a really tough schedule, as did Sioux Falls Christian. I mean, both these teams played a lot of tough teams, but West Central was such a battle-tested team. For them to do that, just go 25-0. I mean, it's a pretty impressive coaching accomplishment from Dave Hollenbeck, and credit to him. He steps in year one, and there was some controversy around, him coming over here and the coach he replaced, and, probably warranted in a lot of ways. But, he still stuck to his game plan and did what he's been doing, for over 30 years now. And I thought it was just a really fitting moment, and so many smiles on the West Central faithful that were there. And it was pretty cool to see him get to cut down the nets and come away with that. Like you said, though, it is tough to beat a team twice, and that Sioux Falls Christian team is going to be right back at it again next year. We'll see kind of where they all stack up again next year.
I do believe that. Mebius is back for West Central. Some other guys stepping in there, but Hollenbeck loses a couple of big guys down low, including Cool, 6'10" player who's really good. Trent Singer on tonight. By the way, Trent, here's a question of the day. There's an article out, Wall Street Journal, okay? Wall Street Journal is pointing out more 8th grade boys are now holding themselves back, parents holding them back, if they're good athletes, to get an edge for college NIL opportunities. What do you say about that?
For college NIL opportunity, that is, it's a pretty much a testament of the era that we're living in now. Amateurism is dead, as I've said for a while here for the past couple of years, and that's something. It's certainly. It's interesting too, because I've been to some states where I've seen a lot of 8th grade, 7th grade kids who are pretty uber talented and will play varsity basketball and whatnot, but yeah, to hold a kid back at the 8th grade level, I mean, I don't know. You're banking on AAU ball, you're banking on a lot of things, and I think you're missing out on experiences really more than anything. I think we got to take a step back when you talk about stuff like that and really assess what we're losing. I mean, we're asking a lot of kids who haven't really got to experience adolescence in a lot of ways, and I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of a lot of the things that are coming out about. Just where high school sports are starting to go, just in regards of, college opportunities are going to be there for so many if you're good enough, right? And I think we got to take a step back and try to reassess maybe our approach or maybe some of our priorities when we're talking about stuff like that.
That's wild. It is wild. Story out today in the Wall Street Journal. Parents admitting, yes, they're holding some their 8th graders back to. They put a lot of money into their athletic experience, and they want them to get college NIL, millions at stake. So last one, Stu Whitney, I just saw, said Mitch Begeman is stepping down as Roosevelt's head boys basketball coach. So Mitch was a great player back in the day at O'Gorman. We followed him. He stepped in and coached 9 seasons at Roosevelt. Did a nice job here. Got him into state contention. And I guess I don't know the reasoning, but all of a sudden, this is what I've said, Trent. Younger guys that have gotten into this, you're just not going to have the Dave Hollenbecks anymore sticking around for 30 years and the Derek Robies. You're just not. And I think that's just a sign. I think 9 years is a long time for a young guy.
Well, I start to wonder, and I haven't got the chance to verify anything, but of course, he's an O'Gorman graduate, and we know, Derek Roby stepping out at O'Gorman. You start to wonder, maybe if this is where it's leading, it would make sense, right? Don't know if that's the case at all. I'm totally speculating there, but it's clearly the first thing I thought of when I saw the news. Certainly an awesome job that he's done there at Roosevelt. A couple state championships and really turning that program around. He's been a pleasure to work with here in Sioux Falls, and I'm sure he's going to go on to some other opportunities down the road. He's a heck of a coach, and fully expect to kind of see where his next steps are. But yeah, I think what he did with that Roosevelt team this year was even pretty impressive. They weren't a state tournament team last year, and to get to that state tournament and those 5 seniors that they had on that team, it was an impressive run that they had. They were right there in that Huron game, and just couldn't quite stay out of foul trouble there late in the game, and I think that was ultimately the difference this year. But what he's done there at Roosevelt's pretty impressive, and I'm excited to see maybe what the next steps are for him. Keep an eye on
O'Gorman. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Mitch Begeman stepping down at Roosevelt, head boys basketball coach today. Trent Singer in tonight. Follow him at Trent Singer. He's on X. He's at SiouxFallsLive.com. Great coverage of the state tournament. Trent, I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
You bet, Nate. Always have to come on.
Appreciate your time. Trent Singer is high school sports writer, covers hockey as well. SiouxFallsLive.com. Sports reporter live on the Nate Brown Show. All right, Mitch Begeman stepping down at Roosevelt. Yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Is he going to stay in coaching? Is he going to take a breather? Derek Roby stepping down at O'Gorman. Is that going to piece that together? We'll see where that ends up. Coming right back on South Dakota Sports Talk Show with Brian Noe, Fox Sports Radio national host. What does he have to say about his bracket? What does he have to say about the legendary coaches that are left in the tournament? Who would he pick to be the man on the sideline? Brian Noe coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Andersen. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside. You don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on, and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
Also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show live, Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show is on KWSN Sioux Falls and Fox Sports Rapid City. Zach Wessels coming up, former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. Really tough situation at Lincoln when it comes to girls basketball. 0 wins, scoring 10 points, 12 points in a game. What's the landscape of South Dakota high school girls basketball? Has that had an impact on a program like that? Zach Wessels, former head coach, he's coming up tonight. I'm interested in that. Girls basketball numbers have been dwindling in South Dakota and across the country. Ryan Thompson's on from Pittsburgh tonight. He's the head coach, Black Hill State, in the Division II Elite 8 tomorrow. Ryan Thompson live as they take on the number 1 seed in the country in D2 men's basketball tomorrow. We'll talk Yellow Jacket Hoops, the RMAC champs. Brian Noe is on. How's his bracket doing? That's what I'm asking everybody. Brian Noe is with Fox Sports Radio. Countdown to kickoff and getting you ready for the biggest games all year long. And then they change it. You know, it's not countdown to kickoff. It's countdown. So just be ready for Brian Noe right here on Fox Sports Radio. Brian, how are you?
I'm good, Nate Brown. Yeah, the old bracket was doing okay. Yeah, I mean, pretty much intact until the Gators went down.
Oh.
And now the bracket is in the trash right now, Nate. It's over. The dream is dead.
So you took Florida all the way?
I mean, I took them to the Elite 8. I think the Final Four. I think the semifinal. Yeah, I took them all the way, Nate. I took them the whole way, and they let me down, those bums.
Back-to-back titles unreached for Florida. So I'm going to get into this. The first rounds were the most watched since they started airing all of the games in 2011. So highest rated for the games since they've started airing all of them since 2011. And I asked my audience, is that because of sports betting? Is that because of brackets and everybody filling those out even more now? What's the answer?
I think it's an answer that I find kind of strange, but the answer is the big boys keep winning. I mean, with the exception of the Gators, it's pretty much chalk. There was one day where all 16 of the favorite teams won their games outright. I think that was Friday. That was the first 2 days of the tournament. That second day, all the favorites won outright. So it's been a ton of chalk. And so you're looking at the margins, right? Like, everything that you mentioned applies. Everybody cares about their brackets. That has filled one out. Everyone cares about their bets. That's, betting. I'm not saying the world is betting, but of the people who are betting, they certainly care about their bets and care about the results. So where are the margins? Like, what has made the difference? And I think you've seen in past tournaments when it's a pretty chalky tournament, when you get to the Final Four and it's all ones like last season, the ratings do better, which is surprising to me. I would think that as much as people say they love underdogs and love Cinderella, the ratings don't back that up. So I would say the biggest reason, I mean, it's many reasons, but the biggest reason as far as the margins making a difference in this being the most highly rated, I would say that it's the big boys winning consistently. You've got all teams from Power 4 conferences in the Sweet 16. I don't think that's a coincidence that the ratings are the highest.
So people are even watching the first 4 games this year. They looked at the numbers as like an increase on the first 4 games. So then they look to next year. People think the tournament's going to go to 76 teams. So then you're going to have like a first 12 or something that are being played out. You still think that happens? First 12, and we're going to be dialed in.
Oh, gosh, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, Nate, you know how it goes, dude. It's just follow the money, and they're like, hey, we can get X amount of more dollars when we get these more teams, the handful of more teams in there, and that's just what they're going to do. I think it's stupid. I mean, I get it, the dollars and cents, why they would want to do it, but the tournament is so good. I'm not a fan of watering it down to a fault. I don't need to see more of these mediocre teams sneak in there. And that's the weird part of it, though, too, Nate, is I don't need to see it, but if it's on TV, I might watch it. And so the people that are making these changes are like, well, see, you're not going away. Like, why wouldn't we expand it if you're not going to go away and you're going to watch? So, I mean, I get it, but I just don't like the product being watered down. I think that, look, I went to breakfast yesterday morning with a friend of mine, and it's a smaller venue, and there's always a wait. But there's something about it where he was talking about this breakfast place was talking about expanding and having way more seats. And I'm like, I don't know, man, if they get people waiting every single day, there's something about that where it's like, this is the cool place to be. So if you expand it like crazy, it loses its allure at that point. And so I think the tournament is at risk of that happening where it's watered down and it's like, oh my gosh, we got teams that are sneaking in. And their resumes suck. Like, I just don't think that's the way it should be.
Brian Noah's on tonight talking bracket. His is not great. Florida gets bounced. People in this region get to watch Nebraska and Iowa in a Sweet 16 matchup, Brian Noah. Did you ever think you'd see that?
Wow, how about that? And how about Iowa taking down Florida? What a game that was. To beat the defending champs, to hit that 3 with, a little more than 4 seconds to go. Clutch shot. Great dime by, I think it was Stewart's that passed him the ball. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep. I had the under on Bennett Stewart's there at Nate Brown. You got to give me a little scratch the ears there, because my bracket sucks. So I need the ears scratched in some capacity. But the clutch shot, nice assist. And I don't know what Florida was doing, Nate. You got to go up with that shot. When you're driving down the court, you got to go up with it and draw contact. The guy that was guarding him was trailing him. There's no way he doesn't get fouled. But he tries the wraparound pass. Like, good luck. In traffic, like the Florida big would have had to catch that ball clean and go right up with it. It was just a bad decision. You got to go up with that ball. But I'm burying the lead. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nebraska and Iowa, that's great for your area there. That's awesome, and that's a huge upset by Iowa. So shout out to the Hawkeyes on that one. That's great for them. And Nebraska, right? Two tournament wins. No, there's only 2 tournament wins in their entire history. So they're breaking out in a big-time way over here, these Cornhuskers.
You will see the rating spike in the middle of the country for Nebraska, Iowa on Thursday night. It's not going to spike very many other places, but you will see it in South Dakota, Nebraska, this region. By the way, North Carolina gets bounced, and the big discussion is about Hubert Davis. He's an alum, great player. Now he's like struggling to get this program at the top where they want it. How do you deal with Hubert Davis at North Carolina?
It's a tough one. A lot of people would say it's not tough at all, like fire him. A lot of people would say that. But to me, if you look at a couple of things, right, Nate, if you're looking at this and saying, do we have the right guy at the helm? Do we believe, in spite of the last 2 seasons, that we're headed in the right direction? That's a different question than if you just look at this past season. Because they lost their main guy. Like, Caleb Wilson's going to be one of the top guys picked. Where do you think Arkansas would be if Darius Acuff just went down? They're not in the Sweet 16. They're not doing anything if Acuff goes down. He's going to be one of the top guys just like Caleb Wilson will be. So if you're being fair about this season, I think that he deserves a little bit of slack. It's not as if Caleb Wilson was out there and they still got bounced in the same fashion. That's not the case at all. He would have made a huge difference, and we might be talking about North Carolina heading into Thursday or Friday. So if you're just looking at this season alone, I think that's different than if you just look at where we've been over the last couple of years and where we're headed, and do we truly believe we can't do any better than Hubert Davis when we're thinking about bringing in another coach? So that's the give and take of that whole thing, Nate. But I think if you just look at this season, he absolutely deserves some slack, man, because that's a major loss. Losing a top 10 pick, he lost a lottery pick, and that made a mammoth difference.
Brian, no, my question of the day is which national championship coach would you want coaching your team right now? Dan Hurley, Tom Izzo, Rick Pitino, John Calipari. Which guy would you want right now in the Sweet 16?
Well, I mean, just the coach alone, I would say it's Danny Hurley. I love Danny Hurley. He's a crazy person. He's kind of like the basketball version of Jim Harbaugh. And I love Jim Harbaugh, too. They're both crazy people. They're competitive maniacs, and I love that. And they're both great coaches. And it's not to put a slight on any of the other guys that you've mentioned. The only thing about Izzo, one ring. As great as he's been, one ring.
Yeah.
And my thing about Izzo is, I don't know why we do this in college hoops, Nate, where we just glorify the Final Four. Like, you made it to the Final Four. If you make it to Championship Sunday in the NFL and either don't make the Super Bowl or do make it and lose, no one cares about your Final Four. It's just funny. Like, getting to the Final Four in the NBA is way harder than making it in college basketball. No one cares that you made it to the Final Four in the NBA, even though it's harder. It's just weird. I don't know why we put the Final Four in college basketball on such a pedestal. That's just my thing. But Izzo's got all these Final Four appearances, one ring. I got to have more than that. Sorry, I need more rings and less Final Fours. That's just me.
Okay, so you go Dan Hurley. Our audience is voting Tom Izzo. Everybody loves Izzo. I mean, I like him. Everybody just loves Izzo. By the way, one NFL question. We're 1 month away from the draft. Fernando Mendoza is my number one pick. Lock it for the Raiders right there where you're at in Las Vegas. You got to do that. There's this big discussion everybody's having at Pat McAfee, all these guys. Oh, well, Ty Simpson's being talked about at Alabama. What is going on? I feel like this is something just coming out of left field.
Are they talking about like Ty Simpson as a middle of the first round pick, or like the number one overall pick? What are we talking about here?
Take him over Fernando. Dan Orlovsky said that.
Yeah. Wow. No, I didn't realize they're I guess they got to have something to talk about, man. We got hours to fill over here, Nate Brown. But no, come on, man. Ty Simpson, look, if you look at Ty Simpson, for a good portion of the season, he was really accurate, threw with anticipation, and then Alabama hit a wall. And he's like a poor man's Jared Goff is how I would describe Ty Simpson, meaning this, Nate. He is not good under pressure, meaning a pass rush. He's just not. He's flustered. He's inaccurate. He falls apart. And I don't have any doubt that teams will be like, it's supply and demand. These teams that need quarterbacks, there are going to be a handful of them that are going to be prone to reach and take him. And I'm not saying that he can't pan out to be a legitimate NFL quarterback. I'm just saying taking him number one overall is crazy talk.
Okay.
That's just not going to happen.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and only 15 starts, Nate. Like, that's the other thing. Very small sample size. The amount of guys in the NFL that have been really good quarterbacks that have started that few of games, like, that's not an extensive list, man. It just isn't. So there are a few things working against Ty Simpson in the NFL.
I'm all Fernando Mendoza. I'm on that. Just thought I'd see if you were on the inside track on this Ty Simpson phenomenon. Brian Noe is on tonight. Follow him at The No Show. He watched Duke this year. He watched Kansas this year. And he watched his team, Florida, go down in a heap. Fox Sports Radio's host of Countdown. Brian, I appreciate you as always. Thanks.
Always good to talk to you, Nate Brown. Man, I didn't know I was putting my good name. I didn't know I was hitching it to the Florida Gators. I might have thought a little bit differently on that one. Man, my name is Mud now that the Gators have gone down. But, hey, Nate, you have a great evening, and shout out to the Black Hills.
I appreciate that. Brian Noe, one of our favorites, Fox Sports Radio, he took the Gators all the way. I took him to the Final Four. And then I had my Dukies taking them down, and Duke's in good shape. We got St. John's, no problem. And then we'll see where it goes from there. Let's go to these coaches next. That's my question of the day. If you're listening tonight, I'd like to answer the question of the day. We give a free buffet away for the Pizza Ranch, locations at Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. If you could pick a national championship coach, you get your pick. Which coach would you want? Izzo, Dan Hurley, Rick Pitino, John Calipari. The guys left, national championship guys. Who would you pick? 605-720-1067. Our answers coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people get into all kinds of vehicles with loans as unique as them. Trucks, cars, SUVs, we finance them all with local service and rates starting as low as 4.99% APR. That's right, 4.99%. Keep your loan local and find the one that fits you at bhfcu.com. Apply today online or text 605-718-1818 to get started. Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Trav's Outfitter might be the newest place on the block, but when it comes to ladies and kids' Western boots, our crew knows them like no one else. We're talking real experts helping you find the right fit and the right style. And when it comes to Western boots for kids and ladies, we dare you to compare. More styles, more sizes, one of the largest selections anywhere. Come see the people who know boots best. The old Kmart building, Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 47 tonight under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 80. Lows level off around 40 tomorrow night, partly cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 63 degrees.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Calling all basketball teams, it's time to box out the competition. The Box Out Basketball Tournament's taking over the Box Elder Event Center May 29th through 31st. The tournament's open to 5th through 10th grade boys and girls with limited team spots available. Friday and Saturday feature pool play, leading to Sunday's bracket play for the win. Fast-paced games, big plays, unforgettable moments at the best facility. Register now at thebox.live.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show on tonight. Couple of great guests coming up. We're talking hoops a lot tonight, as you might expect this time of year. We're going to talk to Ryan Thompson, Black Hills State head men's basketball coach. What a job he's done. Black Hills State men's basketball has been winning the RMAC. They've been advancing. They're in the Elite Eight NCAA D2 tournament in Pittsburgh. They play the number one seed tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk to the head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Ryan Thompson. How's he built this program at Black Hill State? Man, we're not talking just doing good. Doing really, really good. How have they done it? Ryan Thompson coming up, Black Hill State head coach. Former head coach, Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball, a program that really struggled. They didn't win a game this past year. Zach Wessels is stepping down. He's not the head coach anymore at Sioux Falls Lincoln. What is the struggle? Is it part of the South Dakota girls basketball numbers and the scenario there? The dwindling. Zach Wessels, former head coach, Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball, coming up. Okay, let's go to your answers in our question of the day. If you want to throw it in, let's throw it in. I want to see who you guys would pick. Give me your read. I love the coaches left in the tournament. You got 3 of them in the same region, Patino, Izzo, Dan Hurley. And then I'm going to throw John Calipari in there. He's won national championship. He's over on the other side taking on Arizona. Which national championship coach would you actually want coaching your team right now? If you had your pick of the coaches, who are you taking right now? Okay, that's my question of the day. 92 people checking in so far, and you can be one of them. We'll throw out a buffet to the Pizza Ranch. Question of the day answers on the text line, 605-720-1067. You want to chime in? I've got you. Which national championship coach do you want coaching your team right now in the Sweet 16? Izzo, Hurley, Patino, Calipari. How does this break down? Lister response from Chad. John Shire. I'm a Duke fan too, Chad, but John hasn't won that title yet. Hasn't won the title yet. Still a young buck. And I'm not going to take John over those guys. I'm not going to do that yet. I like John. I'm a Dookie, but I can't do it. Dewey checking in with Izzo. I think people, I don't know what it is. People really like Tom Izzo. And I think it's the old school stuff. He's very old school, disciplinarian. Why do we like Tom Izzo so much? He's won that one national title. He's had Michigan State at a high level. People think Michigan State's just the team in the tournament every year. And we just love Tom Izzo. And so I think he's winning. He's winning this vote right now. That would not be my choice at this point. I want a fanatic. I want a crazy guy. I want a guy that's obsessed. I want a guy that's got X's and O's. And Dan Hurley seems like the guy to me. And I'm not I'm not rooting for Dan Hurley, but Dan Hurley would be the coach I would choose to be my coach for the Sweet 16 if I had a pick. I think Patino's really, really good, obviously. I think Patino's really, really good, but I would go Dan Hurley. It's a tough choice. It's not an easy choice. Who are you guys voting for? 43% say Tom Izzo. So almost half of the audience, 95 people checking in now. 43%, almost half, say Tom Izzo. 26% Rick Pitino. 19% Dan Hurley. Because you just don't like him. It's because you don't like him. How many of you guys would choose Dave Hollenbeck as your coach for South Dakota High School basketball? Do you like Dave? I like Dave because seems like he can get some winning done and build programs up. So, I mean, come on now. I mean, he's fiery. He's kind of fiery if you watched him. I've had a lot of experience with Dave. I used to ask him for stats back in the day, and he'd never give them to me. I wonder why. Come on, Coach. I wonder if he's easier going these days after 5 state titles. So you got to remember, you want the best of the best. And I think you would take Dave Hollenbeck in South Dakota. You would take Dan Hurley in college basketball, would you not? 19% of you say no. Or 19% of you say Dan Hurley, so that's not a huge vote. 12% coming in last, John Calipari. And again, that's I think you guys think he's overrated. Oh, look at he had all the best teams at Kentucky, could never win. He could never win. Well, he did, but maybe didn't win as much as you thought. Kentucky, Memphis, that whole run. Calipari seems like he can coach. He goes to Arkansas. They seem to be doing fine. So I'm not a Calipari fan either. but seems like he can coach. We don't like Calipari. We don't like Dan Hurley. We love Tom Izzo. He's getting the votes. Let's see, 605-720-1067 on the text line. Who would you pick as your coach out of the national champion coaches that are left in the Sweet 16? I say Izzo because year after year, Michigan State plays their best basketball in the tournament. Yeah, I mean, they do, it seems like. They do hit their stride in the tournament. Listener text, I'm going Patino. Another listener text, Rick Pitino, keep him away from the restaurants. Yeah, I know. Take it easy. A reference from quite a while ago. Take it easy, but thanks for that. Listener text, I'll take whoever is closest to Bob Knight. Well, let's see. Who's... I'm going to probably put Dan Hurley in there. Maybe not quite as rough, but he's very, very intense. Very intense. Send him in. Who's your choice in the Sweet 16 out of the national championship coaches? Mine is Dan Hurley. Tom Izzo's winning our vote tonight, 605-720-1067. Speaking of college basketball, I got to get to this story. It's a big one. Before we get to the former head coach at Sioux Falls Lincoln, girls basketball, find out where he's at on the girls basketball landscape as he's stepping down as head coach there at Lincoln. I got to go to this college basketball story. This is, I don't know what to tell you about this. I really don't. It's just an absolute mess, and I just can't stand this story. It comes out of the Summit League, and this is why Summit League basketball continues, I think, to not be as good as it once was. Coming up.
This is South Dakota's sports.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Andersen. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Pain relief, sciatica relief. Get started at elevateperformancesd.com.
One more time. This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, some interesting interviews coming up. Hang tight. Glad you're here. Thanks for making this show possible across South Dakota. It's South Dakota Sports Talk Show Live. The Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Second hour with 2 great interviews. Ryan Thompson joins us, Black Hills State head men's basketball coach. Yellow Jackets in the Elite Eight of the D2. They're playing in Pittsburgh tomorrow. They've got the number 1 seed on the docket. Ryan Thompson, head coach. How has he built up Black Hills State into a D2 power on the hard court? He's coming up from Pittsburgh. We'll go to the Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball situation. They had a really tough season. No wins, point totals at 10, at 12, at 17. Their head coach was Zach Wessels. He is stepping down. What is the real story with South Dakota high school girls basketball and some of the programs that are way far away from some of these top-tier programs? And is the dwindling numbers in South Dakota high school girls basketball leading to some of this? Zach Wessels, his perspective as he coached Lincoln in a really tough season. He's stepping down. He'll be coming up talking high school girls hoops on the Nate Brown Show. If you want in tonight, 605-720-1067. We'll do our best there. 605-720-1067. That is the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch, locations in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Stop by, experience everyone's favorite buffet. It's at the Pizza Ranch tonight. And the Barron's Wilson text line open, 605-720-1067. That's the number. Listener text coming in. We are getting some votes for which national championship coach would you pick in the tournament left? Dan Hurley, Tom Izzo, John Calipari. Would you go with Rick Pitino? And we got some Dan Hurley votes. I like that. That's my vote. I'm not a Dan Hurley, I enjoy watching him. I really enjoy watching UConn. And Hurley's entertaining. He's just a nut job, an absolute nut job. So I like watching him, but I think that'd be the guy. X's and O's, winner, has the right play at the right time. The guy is just seems like a wizard. A wizard. I would go Hurley. I got a listener text. What's this? Hurley would be my coach today. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not telling you things have passed Izzo, but I feel like he's almost out. I feel like Tom Izzo's almost out. And I know we root for the older guys and the old school guys. I would not go Izzo right now, but you tell me on the text line, national championship coach left in the Sweet 16. Who would you want being your coach? Okay. Here's something that this isn't the first time this has happened, but I do have to bring this up because it's now just out of control. This is just out of control, and it's happening so much that people don't want to admit it, but the Summit League, teams in the Summit League, who everybody loves watching at the conference tournament, and it's been a great event. The Summit League tournament in Sioux Falls is a great event. There's no doubt. Passion. SDSU's playing, USD's playing. It's just really good, and the sports fans that go to it are outstanding. But nobody wants to admit the teams at the Summit League are not as good as they used to be. And I'm just telling you that. I'm a guy that's just watching college basketball. The Mike Dahm era, it's not. I don't think it's coming back. Nate Walters era, it's not coming back. Why do I say that? Why am I so negative today? Well, here it is. So North Dakota made this run to the Summit League Championship. My friend Paul Sather, who I've followed from his start at Black Hill State. He was coaching NAIA, took him to the Final Four. We all know the story, went to Northern and won and the whole thing. He's at UND. And Paul Sather continues to defy the odds. This is at UND, the hockey school. And he takes UND men's basketball, nobody thought would be anything, to the Summit League Men's Championship. And yes, they lose to NDSU. They didn't have any business being in that game even against NDSU. They were outgunned there. But he had them right in it. I watched the whole thing. It was pretty competitive, kind of down towards the late second half. And what he's dealing with now, it's just happening over and over. I don't know how you can build a mid-major program in the Summit League and expect it to be really, really good. He's losing his star guard, Grayson Ullman. And if you watch the Summit League, as I did, many of you, I hope, did, this kid, Grayson Ullman, he set the Summit League tournament record, freshman single-game scoring record, 41 points. He had 41. I mean, he was just off the charts, really good, really fun to watch. He's a 6'2 freshman. Grayson Ullman. Why am I talking about him? He has entered the transfer portal now. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell everybody. I don't know what else to say on it. You have great teams. You find these guys and you develop. And like Paul Sather, and Paul, he understands it. I mean, I'm probably, he's probably upset. I don't know, but I'm upset about it just because Grayson Ullman walked on at UND. I mean, nobody found him. Nobody saw him. He walks on at UND, and he becomes a star in the Summit League. And here he is. He's going to transfer portal because he's going to get paid something to go somewhere. And so you can't take it out on the kids. They're getting unbelievable money. So if I'm that kid, what are you going to do? But it goes against everything that we always like about sports and teams. Sports, teams, loyalty, culture, bonding, all of that. And now the money category enters here and the agents enter and there's no rules, anything like this. And so how do you expect Paul Sather, Coach Peterson, all of these guys, what can they do in the Summit League? Well, they just have to keep finding guys like this. But what I'm telling you is you're not going to get the big-time players to stick it out, stay till they're juniors and seniors. It's not happening. And so then the quality of play, it does go down. I thought Grayson Ullman was great. I thought it was fun to watch. UND, I mean, just the style they played, wild defense and shots going up, the whole thing. I mean, he was a fun guy to watch play. He averaged 17 points a game, was a walk-on at UND. Paul Sather develops him. I mean, that is a tough job as a coach, and Paul just got an extension. He's fine. Paul Sather's fine. The Summit League, for example, I don't think is fine in this current era of college basketball. It's going to have to, let's find another guy, new players every year, and we're going to hope that they can play. Because we lose the players that develop, they get good, they aren't going to stay, and mid-majors now really, really struggle. They're not going to be able to keep these guys that they find. And it's happened at South Dakota State. It started happening the last 5 years. I mean, it just really did. So you started seeing this thing snowball. Started seeing it snowball, and I think the Summit League's starting to get hit pretty hard. I think the quality of play he's had now at UND, superstar, really nice players. Last 2 years, Eagle staff last year at UND, he's gone. Grayson Ullman, this walk-on freshman, he's gone. And it's not, you just can't, you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. It's impossible to build. It's impossible to build a team and keep these guys here in the mid-major level. It is impossible. It's over. Zach Wessels coming up former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. What were the challenges for him? Very, very tough situation at Lincoln. What are the challenges in girls high school basketball participation? Former coach at Lincoln, Zach Wessels, on the way.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
When you win the new Millionaire for Life daily draw game from the South Dakota Lottery, you don't just win $1 million a year for the rest of your life. You win the chance to do whatever you want, like bring a hot dog cannon to a wedding reception. But just because you could doesn't mean you should. What would you do if you became a millionaire for life, playing Millionaire for Life from the South Dakota Lottery?
Good fun. Must be 18 to play. Please play responsibly.
Stock up and save on the toughest filters in the business during Wick's Filter Sale Days. This month at your local Auto Value. Score some of the season's best deals on top-performing Wick's filters. Plus enjoy savings on oil, fluids, grease, batteries, tools, and more. It's the perfect time to upgrade, service vehicles, and get ready for the road ahead. See store for official sale dates. Auto Value. We've got the parts. We've got the smarts.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of magic and laughter at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort with David Anthony's Evening of Magic and Hypnosis. Join us April 11th for a high-energy show packed with jaw-dropping illusions and hilarious interactive hypnosis that puts audience volunteers in the spotlight. Doors open at 5:30 with showtime from 6 to 7:30. It's fast-paced fun and full of surprises. You won't want to miss it. Visit CadillacJacksGaming.com to get your tickets today and see how your night plays out.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 47 tonight under partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 80. Lows level off around 40 tomorrow night, partly cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 62 degrees.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Meade Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Meade Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Meade Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadeLumber.com.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown.
Hey, thanks for being here on your drive home on Fox Sports Radio. KWSN Sioux Falls. We're live on Fox Sports Rapid City. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Busy week. Sweet 16's coming up. We're talking high school hoops, putting a ribbon on the season. The Nate Brown Show on tonight, powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union. It's my family's banking partner. It's been outstanding when it comes to the personal service they provide, the best in technology and convenience, plus the great rates. Whether it's personal loans, business loans, vehicle loans. Get a bank that works for you. Experience the benefits of Black Hills Federal Credit Union. 18 locations across the state from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. Become a member like us at BHFCU.com. Great place. BHFCU.com. Start there. All right. Zach Wessels on tonight. Former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. There's been a lot of talk about high school girls basketball. We've discussed it a lot on the show the past couple of months. Numbers have been dwindling of participation in South Dakota high school girls basketball. And it's not just South Dakota. It's a nationwide deal. Well, Sioux Falls Lincoln had a tough season this last season. Coach is no longer the coach at Sioux Falls Lincoln. He's going to move on, and he joins us here on the Nate Brown Show. Coach, it's good to get you on. How are you?
Yeah, good. Hey, thanks for popping me on.
Well, I appreciate your time and giving us some perspective. I wanted to talk to you about this because it's something I'm passionate about. Is I have daughters that play and love South Dakota high school girls basketball, and I coach youth and just love every second of it. There is this trend that numbers have been going down, and so I want to get into that with you. But first, on the Lincoln side, your time at Sioux Falls Lincoln, this past year a struggle, no doubt. I mean, it was evident. How would you experience your time at Lincoln as the head coach?
Yeah, well, first off, we had great kids. You know, we had girls who showed up and we lost, and they continue to show up and fight, and we're just we're really great kids. The wins, you know, were pretty tough. Just obviously, you know, and the program is in a tough spot ever since COVID, and you know, the part of it was you know, a lot of kids started to quit just after COVID, and was making all these freshmen and these like sophomores just have to play up against girls, you know, 4 years older. And that's hard, right? It's not a lot of early success for them, and they start to lose their spark and their like confidence, and it kind of dwindles into that consistent cycle. So that's hard, you know. It's hard to see for those girls who are just trying to do their best, and we're just great kids, but just not ready to compete yet at that kind of level.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. You looked at your roster, Coach. It's a lot of young kids again. I mean, the freshmen that are trying to play up and sophomores that have got to get in there right away. Not a lot of upperclassmen. So I ask you on this side of it, what was the challenge there? You said COVID started it. What was the struggle to try and get girls in this program from the young ages up and to stay in this thing? What do you look back on?
Yeah, you know, so my 2 seasons there, we focused a lot on the youth and trying to make things fun again, right? It takes a long time, you know, when a program is kind of down like that. You know, prior to our time there, the youth wasn't a big concern there, is what we like found out. And you know, if you're not buying in and throwing yourself just into these youth kids, time is going to come and you're just not going to have a good like program, right? So we spent a lot of time there. But I think the like biggest thing too is, you know, just all the like specializations, and it's hard for kids. You know, it's hard for kids when like every sport seems to demand you to play a year round. It's so hard on kids, you know, and there's sports that won't let you miss anything, or else you like won't play in this like tournament or this, you know, thing. And so kids can't miss. So how are they supposed to play a second sport or like third sport, right? And that's when kids are getting burnt out. That's when kids are getting hurt from the same repetitive like movements year in, year out. And it's where kids don't get the chance to build relationships with like different kids because they're just with the same kids all the time. And it's hard. Like I get it. It's a big town, right? So if you don't play a year round, it's hard to play like varsity. So, you know, there's a lot to it that is making this hard. just not for girls like basketball, but kind of for girls sports like in general, I feel.
Zach Wessels on tonight, former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. You guys didn't win a game, and you said, man, it was tough, and the scoring was a struggle. It's not like some of the games were even close.
No.
Why did you decide to? Hey, I'm going to move forward here.
Yeah, it was just time to transition. I think I'm really proud of the time there. I spent a lot of we spent a lot of time just with the youth every weekend and summer days, and I've heard a lot from our youth moms and dads, and their kids are excited for the future and things. So I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that we made it fun, and that these girls look back at those types of years where they don't win, and they're fond of them, right? And but as coaching is such it takes it all, from you, and it's hard not to have that. What's the word? Consume you, right? And it was just kind of to that point where I was ready to kind of move on and get a little time back with my family and stuff as well, and no hard feelings, just at all. It was just, I think, time, and I hope that they they move on with a great candidate and stuff, and I know that they will. I mean, my hope is that they'll hire my assistant coach Morgan Hansen. So I think that would be awesome, just for the girls. So yeah.
Do you think the South Dakota high school girls basketball numbers? I've talked to Jamie Parrish about this over at Washington. He's got a strong program, but he's even raising the red flag, saying there's an issue here. We got girls that aren't playing basketball, and it's not just for basketball. He's saying, as you said, there's other sports. It's well, if I'm going to play, I got to choose this one. Do you think the girls basketball numbers, lack of participation, led to part of this Lincoln struggle?
100%. I think there's a lot of things. It's not just one. But a lot of girls quit these last 5 years. It's hard to deem, all of the reasons why. But, and we can talk about the Kairos and things as well. But, there's a lot of things. And just like I said, these big towns, it's tough. These kids are wanting to play varsity, and if you're playing on let's just say a soccer team, right? And there's 11 girls just on the field, and most kids on that team are playing bask and year-round sports. And if you don't, you really hurt your chances to play varsity and things. So I get that part of it. So it's much different than a small town, right, where you don't have that competition, and you're going to play no matter what and things. But that is what's hard about bigger towns like Sioux Falls. But it just it's so multi-factorial. It's just so hard to talk about and set it straight about. It's because of this or that.
Yeah, I know that. A lot of factors we've discussed it. Zach Wessels on tonight, former head coach at Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball program. A struggle to try and get some upperclassmen to stay in. So what's the key, Coach? You said maybe your assistant coach will get the job. What's the key? Can the freshmen that were on this roster, can they stay in it? It's going to take a class or two to stay in it.
Right. And that's a big part of it, is just the talent that you get, but you have to spend that time with the youth so they want to come to your program, right? And we have 3 freshmen who bought in, put in a lot of time. Our one of our top girls was just out the whole season with a back injury, so that just didn't help. But we got these young girls, and they seem to form a good connection, and they had fun. You know, we had our team like banquet, and they were all just having a like blast and taking like photos with us and with each other, and you could just tell that they have a bond, and that's a really like fun thing. And we have a few more girls who will be coming up like next year, or like they do. But it is hard, you know, for a program to get out of this in a Sioux Falls, you know, spot, right? You know, just as some people know or not, we did petition to have a like varsity season paused for like this year or for this like last year, just because of what like we had, right? And we like thought that our girls just weren't in a spot to compete. And we got told no, right? And that was tough. And then you do also have the like open enrollment, so kids see that, hey, like this like program is really like struggling, so I'm going to jump over to here, like or there, right? So especially, you know, and this is in a lot of like big towns, but just in here, like in Sioux Falls, it is tough because those things really make a program have a tough time to jump out of a rough, low spot.
Yeah, I know that, man. And we see it in Rapid City with football. Very similar, the cycle. And how can you break the cycle? I really appreciate the perspective, the time you spent. Coach has spent a lot of time. It was a struggle. You still worked hard at it. I know that. Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach, moving on, Zach Wessels, joining us tonight on the Nate Brown Show. Coach, thanks for hopping in, giving a perspective. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you very much.
I appreciate your time. Zach Wessels on tonight, former Sioux Falls Lincoln girls basketball coach. Wanted his read on this whole landscape of South Dakota high school girls basketball and where Sioux Falls Lincoln fits in as they really have been struggling. I appreciate his time. Coming right back, we'll go to college basketball. D2 Elite 8 is Black Hill State. Can they make a run? They've got the number one team match up tomorrow. Their head coach Ryan Thompson from Pittsburgh next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Anderson. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
Hey, mama, hey.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
Streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Well, welcome back in. Your Sports, Your Show. The Nate Brown Show is on across the state. Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show on KWSN. Sioux. But City, glad you're here. Hey, how about Black Hills State? You've been following these guys, I hope so. D2, they make it to the Elite Eight. They've got a matchup against number 1 Nova Southeastern tomorrow. I'll be watching it at ESPN Plus. Black Hills State head men's basketball coach Ryan Thompson's in Pittsburgh, and he joins us live tonight. Coach, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Nate.
I appreciate you, man. So let's go back to this run here, just the tournament run. One of your closest games was the first one out of the gate. Then you guys settled in. What'd you think of your play down in Dallas?
Really proud of our group. I mean, I thought we played some high-level teams. I started that first game. Lubbock Christian, to me, was a top 10 type team in the country. We played similar styles, and it was just a dogfight, and we found a way to make a few more plays than them. And then second round, we played one of the most athletic, physical teams in St. Mary's, and knew it was going to come down to our ability to defensive rebound it and just match their physicality, and we did, and pulled away in that one. And then Dallas Baptist is a national championship type team and one of the most athletic, up-tempo teams, very good on the defensive end, and we found a way to really handle their pressure and pull that one out as well. So I thought our physicality, our intensity, just how well we played on the defensive end was as good as it's been all year. We've always been a team that could score it, and we're pretty skilled on the offensive end, but we've been playing at a high level on the other end down the stretch, and that's why we're still playing.
So this stuff doesn't happen by accident, Coach. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. I've been in college athletics. You've been in this game a while. How have you been able to build at Black Hills State a D2 national contender? That doesn't happen just easily.
Yeah, as you know, so much goes into that. It's not all me by any means. It's our administration does a great job supporting us, giving us the resources we need, the facilities that we have in place. And then we just really try to hit on the right kids and focus on character, not just take talent at all costs, make sure we get the right people and in every spot of our organization within our program. And we've been able to do that. We have really high character people, from assistant coaches to managers to every player on our team. And I think that shows when you're in those adversity situations throughout the season, when you're in a tough game late. I think your character always can put you over the top, and I think we're as strong in that area as anyone.
How did the RMAC prepare you here? The RMAC's been a great conference. How did you see it this year?
Well, I thought it did not get the respect it deserved. I thought, Regis went through some funding issues and whatnot, but everyone else I thought could beat everyone within the conference on any given night. I thought there were some teams, Fort Lewis, Colorado State Pueblo. I thought those guys were, as good as anyone we're seeing that, now in the national tournament. So I thought it just was a little underrated this year and for whatever reason, but, certainly prepared us for the national tournament. And that's nothing new. That's been the case in my entire time here at Black Hills State. The RMAC is a high-level basketball conference.
So you got Cam Lowe, Player of the Year. RMAC Player of the Year. This guard's really, really good. What does he bring each time? How do you get him going early?
Well, I mean, he can just score it in so many ways. 6'6", has point guard skills, high-level shooter, can score on the block. And then he's got great ability to pass and play make, and is one of the better rebounding guards in the country. But he's so dialed in. He's just a kid that loves the game, watches a ton of film, is a gym rat, and just makes great choices. He's a 3.9 plus GPA kid over 3 years of college for him, and he just prioritizes basketball. He loves it, is driven to be a professional, and right now he's just on a mission to get us over the top, and certainly he's got a huge role in why we're playing.
So here's the thing. Ryan Thompson on tonight from Pittsburgh, Black Hills State head men's basketball coach. Couple more, I'll let him run. You got practiced earlier, and you got the number one team, Nova Southeastern, tomorrow. People will be watching this one. How do you cut down on, when you have a player like Cam, people this time of year, everybody starts talking, well, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? You're playing for a national championship. How do you deal with that tough stuff?
Yeah, that was really taken care of last spring. He had so many options after his first year with us, and he never went in the portal, but everyone, reaches out to his people, and that, however, and it gets out there. And we really said, if you're going to come back, let's just not even think about any of that until our season's over. Let's give this what it deserves, and just put 2 feet in, be all in, make the most out of your time here, be where your feet are. And he's done that to his credit. And so it hasn't been an issue. He's not looking at his phone, worried about who's offered him what amount of money and all that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was back for another year. He really loves, I think, the experience he's having here. And I think that's so many coaches complain about what the model is today. And I too don't love the way college athletics has moved. But, our job, I think, as coaches is just to find a way to make it work with what we have. And so the best thing we can do is provide him and all of our guys with a first-class experience, and just treat them well, and coach them at a high level, and push them and hold them accountable, and do all the things you're supposed to do. And the right kids value those things, and oftentimes they stay put. And I think that's why he came back, and like I said, would not be surprised if he was here again next year. Black Hills State men's basketball's 30-4. Nova Southeastern tomorrow. Here we go. You guys have been on a run. They got the number one scoring offense in the country. What are we going to see? Well, they're going to be, there's that. They're going to push the tempo. They're going to press us every possession, make or miss, have extreme ball pressure on the defensive end, and then they're going to really push the tempo on the offensive end, try to score early in transition. They do a great job turning you over. And so, we played them in the same game in 2022, and I thought, we got the tempo in our favor. The game was in the 60s, low 70s, and we were able to come away with that. And that's certainly the blueprint for tomorrow. We need to do a great job in defensive transition, really limit their transition opportunities, and then do our best they're going to force a few turnovers, but limit our turnovers, and get the game into a half-court game. And if we can do that, I really like our chances, because I think we can do some things on both ends of the court in the half court that are going to cause them some issues. Coach, you're in Pittsburgh. I'm sure that's fun. You're going to dinner, doing all that fun stuff. Would you like to see a D2 tourney, Elite 8, back in South Dakota? 100%. We were actually talking about that with our administration at dinner tonight. I remember when it was at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, and what a great venue that is, and how excited the people are there to host that. So I would absolutely advocate for bringing it back to South Dakota. Yeah, I think we'd love to see it, especially Black Hills State in it. They're playing tomorrow, Nova Southeastern, Elite 8, D2. The head coach for the Yellow Jackets, Ryan Thompson, he's got them rolling. He wants to see good basketball. They'll be playing tomorrow, ESPN+. Coach, good luck. Enjoy the time. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Nate. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ryan Thompson on tonight. Black Hills State head men's basketball coach has built a juggernaut there. I mean, they were in the D2 tournament a few years ago, made the Elite 8. Same matchup here. Number one team is Nova Southeastern. Black Hills State takes them on tomorrow afternoon. ESPN+, the Elite 8, live from Pittsburgh. Who's hot and who's not? We wrap up the show with that next.
This is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Turn your tax refund into a new roof with Menards. Make this the year you check that project off the list. Atlas Roofing provides the best value in architectural shingles. Atlas shingles feature a limited lifetime warranty and wind resistance up to 130 miles per hour. Plus, their super wide design saves on installation time. Visit us in store or on Menards.com and get a free estimate fast on your shingle project with our easy-to-use design program.
Save big money at Menards.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
In the studio today, I have Weston and Denise Chapman, owners of Black Hills Tire. What kind of diesel services does Black Hills Tire specialize in?
Black Hills Tire is really going to focus on a lot of new diesel services. We're doing factory maintenance and service. We're doing fuel system diagnostics and repair. We're going to do engine repair, even all the way into engine overhauls and engine removals and installation, whether it's driveline components and repair, transmission service, transmission and clutch replacements, brakes. We're doing everything. Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 47 tonight under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 80. Lows level off around 40 tomorrow night, partly cloudy. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 62 degrees.
Everybody knows to have success on the court, your team needs the right strategy. And it's no different with life insurance. Your team at home is counting on you to have a strategy when things get tough. Lee Cruz, agent with New York Life Insurance Company, is ready to help you make sure the most important people in your life are protected. Get a no-obligation, free quote fast. Just Google Lee Cruz New York Life. Don't risk it. Make the right play. Give your family financial comfort with life insurance. Get your coverage options with Lee Cruz New York Life, 605-360-8804. Google Lee Cruz New York Life.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. Great show tonight with some great guests across the board, from high school to college to the pros, talking hoops. A lot tonight. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. We'll put it up. Had state champion coaches on yesterday as well. The Nate Brown Show podcast available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. Search The Nate Brown Show. Who's hot and who's not, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. Stop by this week in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, to the Pizza Ranch buffet, locally owned and operated. Pizza Ranch with a great Fun Zone arcade. Bring the family. They'll love it. In my Who's Hot category, the high school football schedules are out today. South Dakota high school football schedules. And I'm just going to pull one out here. I don't know if they listen. They might listen to the show. The Douglas Patriots get a few different games that could help them out. I was saying, I don't know why they have to go east and play all these teams and play AAA and play all this. They're going to play Custer. They're going to play Belle Fourche. They're going to play Hot Springs. that away? That's the ticket. We'll see if the Douglas program, we were talking about Lincoln girls basketball, Douglas has won one game in the past few years. So maybe that'll help. Custer, Bellefourche, Hot Springs, good matchups, not a lot of travel in those games. That should help. I like that scheduling tweak. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category tonight, I was just looking at this. The NFL is considering rule changes, and they're thinking about replacement refs and what they would do. One of the ideas, if they have replacement refs, is that there would be like a new review system where when the replacement ref gets it wrong, then like another person will say, you got that wrong, and they'll make the correct call right away. So they're worried about the replacement refs getting it wrong, so then they're going to do like instant corrections from the league office. That doesn't sound good. Replacement refs still on the agenda. Look out. I don't want it. Thanks for listening to The Nate Brown Show. The podcast going up right now. See you tomorrow.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these